Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. Just gonna wait for others to join us. So, yes, if you can hear me, please do let me know in the comment section and we shall get started. Welcome, 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 welcome. I know this is not the normal time we do our live stream. I was caught up on another show. So, yeah, but I decided I've already scheduled this live stream. I might as well do it tonight. So I'm just going to give us another couple of seconds for others to join us. And while I'm waiting, I'm just going to get my Instagram page ready because I've got a few things. Probably be going. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between my Instagram page and all, so I can obviously share. Hello, Mr. Martins. Long time no see. How are you? How have you been? It's been a while I've seen you on my page. Please like and share as you come in. I really appreciate it, guys. And I hope you guys are not rushing to bed. Hopefully, we will not be here for a very long time. Fingers crossed, we won't be here for a very long time. I'm just going to dive into all the things I've got to say. Hopefully, I will be able to take some calls, but we'll see. So I think I'm just going to get started. Hello, everybody. Welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wumi, and I'm also known as Start105 and also known as TM05 Kanduko. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So as you can see from the title there, I'm basically going to be discussing Iyabo Ojo, Verydarkman, all the things that has been happening in the past, let's say in the past maybe 3-4 days. I'm going to get started from there, and I might not start from the beginning, but I'm just going to touch base on some of the things that's happened up until the last video dropped by Verydarkman, and obviously the update from Iyabo Ojo and all of that. So as you all know, the case of Verydarkman, the case of Mohbad, it's been almost 2 years now that Mohbad passed away. And just as I was on the page, shout out to Uncle Beno. Uncle Beno is another uncle of mine, Uncle Basbos, that I respect a lot. So coming from, obviously speaking from a medical field, he went on, I just attended one of his shows where he went on about, healthcare and assessing health or medical help in Nigeria. I've always said it on my videos, especially when I'm advising people who are who are looking to jackbada back home to Nigeria, that come. If you are applying to jackbada back to Nigeria, make sure your health make sure you are in perfect health though. Make sure you are in perfect health, because if you have an underlying health condition that is properly managed in the UK, and if you decide to go back to Nigeria, make sure you have means of either coming here to get your health checked, or make sure there's a substantial or high class or a good hospital in Nigeria that that if you go there, they'll be able to assess your health and treat you accordingly. And I've gone on to share about videos of a Canadian Nigerian who went back to Nigeria but had to return back to Canada because our children were constantly sick, blah, 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 blah. And also, it goes on to show that when I looked at the case of Mohbad, obviously, postmortem was done, autopsy was done. There was back and forth with the autopsy report. It was alleged that the autopsy report was done in the US, and then the company that the Lagos State government claimed did the autopsy report in the US said they did not have such. They never got such they don't have the details of such person to do autopsy report on. So in a way, when all of that drama happened, I was like, well, whether they do it in the US, let's assume they do it in that lab in the US. The lab don't necessarily have to come out to the public to say, oh, yes, they received sample for Mohbad, because at the end of the day, that would be breaking privacy and, client confidentiality. Even if it was true that they received Mohbad's, they received samples, it is not up to that medical facility to say, oh, yes, we did the autopsy. It is not up to them. And also, they might actually receive a sample for the autopsy, but they might not know who it belongs to. It might be recorded under an alias. They might not even give them the full name. They might record it under a different name that even the lab might not know whose sample they've got. So all of that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There was a lot of back and forth in terms of the autopsy. Autopsy came concluded, and Madam Auntie Kem Olulonyo came out to say, there was a lot of there's a lot of irregularities in the autopsy report, that there's a lot of things that were not right and stuff like that. So that back and forth went like that. Autopsy, we are not certain. Please like this live stream as you're here. Autopsy, we are not sure of where it was done, whether it was adequately done. I can't tell you because it's not my line of work. But also, that kind of like went that way, and there's been back and forth. Wumi obviously has not had a chance to fully come out up until a few weeks or a few months ago, when she came to some social media platforms. I think she was maybe on I don't want to mention a wrong news channel, but she was on a news channel where she granted interview. She pretty much shared what happened, and I believe that interview came almost over a year after Mohbad passed away. And yes, people still kind of like, people still dragged her, people still slagged, they did a lot of things. And mind you, before she came out, Verydarkman was one of the people who started with the narrative of DNA. That DNA, if they find out the DNA of the child, the DNA of the child could potentially lead us to know what died Mohbad. And in the recent interviews that interview that Verydarkman has been carrying out, the Verydarkman interviewed Sam Larry, which I felt was unnecessary, and I believed why he was sponsored allegedly to carry out the interview on Sam Larry was because the judge that discharged, there was a ruling that discharged Naira Marley and Sam Larry from the case concerning Mohbad's death. For the fact that they were discharged does not mean they were found innocent. No. It just meant that to the stage where the case was at that time, they were not needed in that case at that time. Hence why they were discharged. So if at any time again in the future or in the nearest time that they need to hear Mohbad's case again, they could always be invited back up until, okay, maybe now they now close the case, and then they can be say, okay, you've been discharged, you're no longer needed. I've been on a jury before, and I know a little bit about when you are being discharged and when you are being acquitted, okay? So in Sam Larry and Naira Marley, they've not been acquitted yet. In a way, they are still innocent until proven guilty. So being discharged simply means that as at where that case reached, as at where the case was sitting at the court, the judge was no longer needing them. So I believe that interview that Verydarkman was conducting was mainly because Mohbad's father already submitted a petition that he wants them to be brought back onto the case. He doesn't want them to be discharged of the case yet. So apparently, Verydarkman interviewed Sam Larry, and he went on about he never raised a hand on Mohbad. He never did anything to Mohbad. And I'm of the opinion that I don't think I've ever sat down here and said, no, blessed lawyer, I'm not a lawyer. I'm blessed, I'm not a lawyer. I don't think I've ever sat down here and say, or I said, or mentioned at any time that Sam Larry or Naira Marley died Mohbad. I don't think I've ever said such. However, we all understood, or we all saw posts, various posts, which is still on the internet till tomorrow. People are still digging those videos up of, acclamations, videos, posts that Mohbad made, that if anything happens to him, he mentioned who to be held liable. It's just like somebody knowing that they are going to buy, and because the person knows that he or she is going to buy, he was already saying things that, okay, in case when my enemy buys, these are the things that's happening, you know who to hold. It was as if Mohbad already foresaw his death, and he was already putting all of these things out. So just before I came onto this show, there's videos of people already bringing back all the posts that VDM that Mohbad posted of his injury, like so many posts. I'm of the opinion that, and this is my opinion, I'm not forcing it on anybody. You don't have to agree, you don't have to accept, right? I'm of the opinion that the death of Mohbad is more of medical negligence. which brings me to the extent that if you ever find yourself sick in Nigeria, I know not everybody go feel afford to go to an hospital. Even going to a pharmacist might not be the right thing for you. What you think might be an ordinary malaria might be something different, might be something dangerous. Maybe run a lab, a blood test first before you now go to your pharmacy. Even your pharmacy cannot even read your blood results. Okay, so best bet is if you ever find that you're sick and you've been at home, you've been trying to maybe manage it yourself and you're not getting better, please go to an hospital. Please go to an hospital. Okay. So I believe it was medical negligence. Remember from the interview that one of Mohbad, the driver, gave and that Prime Boy gave, he said Mohbad punched the side mirror or the window of a car. Hello, Adama, welcome. That Mohbad punched the window of the Prado. That punch is not just punching, no, it broke the mirror or the glass of that window. So it could potentially have suffered an injury in his hand, either a scratch, it could have maybe even braced an artery or a vein or something. There's no way we could have known, but these are type of injuries that is susceptible, that the harm that he punched through the glass could possibly, have derived from. I did not see his bruised hand. I did not see the hand, but I'm of the opinion that what led to his death was negligence, and also the fact that he's been allegedly bullied to an extent that he got the fear that going to an hospital was not even safe for him. So maybe, just maybe, when he sustained that injury, they've taken him straight to an hospital. They will have treated him straight away. What if between, do you guys know how quickly sepsis sets into injuries? When I'm saying sepsis, sepsis, it might look like a minor injury to you, but if left untreated, if dust or anything goes into that slight wound that he doesn't think is a big thing, do you know how quick sepsis could set into an injury, especially if it's not cleaned, if it's not covered up? Do you know how quick? Do we even know maybe he severed an artery or he severed a vein? And yes, people say, oh, but the autopsy. Guys, in my own opinion, I do not believe that autopsy, because autopsy that Lagos government told us that was done in the US, and the US said no, nothing of such was received. So yes, Baba Mohbad has asked for another second autopsy. I don't know the details of that second autopsy. So yes, Blessed, I've seen all of the interviews. In fact, there's a post from Wumi's stepsister. Also, I'm going to try and touch on those briefly. So I believe it was negligence. And why negligence? Mohbad was bullied to an extent that he got fearful. He could not go to an hospital. He was pretty much diagnosed with hypertension at a young age. So his fear of going to the hospital, because apparently he's been to an hospital once and obviously maybe they came to meet him there and stuff like that. So in essence is this, maybe when he sustained that injury to his arm, maybe if they've taken him to the nearest hospital and get him treated, but obviously because of what was going on between him and his wife, Wumi, a lot of dispute in between both of them, they could not tend to that. So from one of the interviews by the driver, alleging that at 3 a.m., sometime 3 a.m., he was bleeding, it could be the injury from the arm. So bleeding from the arm, because it was his hand that he used to punch the window. So does that mean maybe he severed a vein that was bleeding out? And you guys know what happens when people that normally do this to themselves here, they could bleed out in 10 minutes. Even people that will unintentionally want to alive themselves, that they will use this thing that we use to cut meat, that they will use it to do this to themselves. I'm trying to watch my word because of YouTube policy. People that will intentionally use this thing to do this, if they did that, that is their radial artery. There's an artery there that leads straight to your heart. If you manage to sever your artery, you will bleed to death. You could be dead in 10 minutes. What if maybe that was the kind of injury that he had? I'm saying what if now. What if that was the kind of injury? Because they said, according to the interview, that he was bleeding. What could have caused the bleeding in his arm? So maybe if they knew better, they could have just taken him straight to an hospital rather than trying to find a pharmacist for him. But obviously, because of the fear. So, in my own opinion, I believe this was a medical negligence. And also, when Verydarkman did the first interview where he interviewed Sam Larry, I did a video as well. I did a Nkiru said, thank you, that mom of five. I have been asking if there are no nurses and doctors on the social media to pinpoint sepsis. Exactly. So I'm mostly important, like obviously the injury in the arm, because it was a arm that we're told that he had an injury. So sepsis could set in really quick and it could spread so quick. Like sepsis, if it's not treated in the first 6 hours, it could kill you. It could kill you if it's not done. Like you'll be giving bouts of treatment, and I doubt such will even doctors in there in diaspora, for them to be able to figure out, diagnose that something is septic. Maybe they will have given you antibiotics, they will have admitted you in the hospital, giving you all sorts of treatment before. If any of those situations are not working, then it will only take a smart doctor. Even me that I'm a nurse, it will even take me a long while to actually figure out if that was sepsis or not. So just like I was saying, I've actually lost my line of thought now. So just like I was saying, sepsis can kill you. So in the case of Mohbad, a lot happened. Okay, a lot happened. And now it took the wife during when all of this news came out, when VDM was instigating, DNA or no DNA, DNA or no DNA. Wumi was trying to come out to speak, but it was made known to us that obviously she had legal advisors who advised her not to come out and say it, because at the end of the day, everybody and their generation were already pointing fingers at Wumi, that Wumi had a hand in the death of Mohbad. So, in my own opinion, I do not believe anybody whatsoever that Verydarkman has come out here to interview, because how do you know they're telling the truth? How do you know they are telling the truth? Yes, Wumi was with Mohbad 247 up until his last breath. Only Wumi, yes, I believe only Wumi could tell us what actually happened, or what led to the fact that to the last minute of Mohbad dying. And yes, this lady, she did not come out. Mind you, she's a 20-something-year-old lady. I don't know how old she is exactly. She's a young widow. She had advisors saying she should not come out to say anything. And even when she was not coming out to say anything. Yes, she dropped a few people that, they've taken him. And like I said from the beginning, we all knew what happened, like, being bullied. And why was he being bullied? Just because he said he no longer wants to be a part of Naira Marley. He said he no longer wants to be a Malian. What more could be difficult when a grown-ass guy says, I no longer want to belong to this label? They could have just let him go. If you always the Malians that much, maybe they could have looked at his whatever contract they have with him, look at how ways of severing that contract, and if you waste them anything, arrange for how he's going to pay them. If they owe him anything, look for ways to pay him. Just do that clear severance and go their separate ways. But no, what happened? They decided to show him a lesson. All of those videos are out there. Okay, so like I said, in Keru, all of them will say the dead cannot speak for themselves. I saw that video as well. The dead cannot speak for himself. Tell me, the music industry, even in diaspora, all these Hollywood music artists, we know of how they dabble into illicit drugs. We know. So how is African music, like, how are they different? So if that is what's on the table, there could be a possibility. But tell me, what music artists, they might not do it frequently, but I don't think any music artist will tell me they've never dabbled into something. It could, maybe just for the fun of it, but some of them do it allegedly. I'm not saying it does, but we all know the life of music artists, even movie artists, their life is dark. Okay, what they do outside the social media is dark. We don't know. Bless her, you can conclude everyone's interview with me, and a brother-in-law can put a definite conclusion. So, like I was saying earlier on, that I do not believe any of those interviews or those people that Verydarkman interviewed. I am not saying Wumi is innocent, and I'm not saying that all those people who have come out to speak about what has happened, that they are telling the truth, because at the end of the day, Mohbad is not here to speak for himself. Mohbad is not here to tell us what exactly happened. And if you watch my previous video where I came out after Verydarkman interviewed Sam Larry, I said this could be it could have been an accident, maybe an accident from Wumi. And if Wumi thought, if God put this in her mind, maybe she should come out and say, okay, it was an accident. Or medical negligence, just like I have said. couples fights. And looking at other videos of Mohbad and Wumi when she was like, oh, Kilo Shelly snap me, what are you doing on my snap? They seems to be both very fierce. No, they are quite fierce together. Maybe they are violent with one another. From that conversation, you could tell that they are both hot with one another. Maybe they're the kind of couple that when they are fighting, as Mohbad is giving Gbasgbos, the woman is giving Gbasgbos, maybe they are like that. What maybe one of those Gbasgbos they were having, both of them, they go pow, 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 they do that to each other. Maybe. Dio said, Mom, even police said that everyone is everyone is a suspect, even in the aspect, anywhere, everybody is a suspect. But this talk of if a woman's husband dies in Nigeria, the wife should automatically be the only suspect. I disagree with that. Why should the wife automatically be the suspect? Even if it is a natural cause that by the man, the wife will still be labeled, the last minute of the man. So we hold you accountable. I do not believe in that. So without all of that being said, a lot of people will say things to suit their own narrative. A lot of people will say a lot of things. Like I said, those people that Verydarkman interviewed, they are saying things to suit their own narrative. Okay? I do not believe any one of them at all. Because the Mohbad's best friend that VDM interviewed lastly, Karamo, has come out to say she was not in good terms with Mohbad before Mohbad passed away. How about that? And people, media is already saying, oh, Mohbad was allegedly doing this. Oh, Wumi reported this to the that Bella allegedly was giving Mohbad something. Now, Karimo, Wumi's stepsister, you guys know that both of them fell out. Both of them fell out. I will share my screen with you soon. She came out to say that this best friend of Mohbad, that she and her ex-boyfriend, they were not in good terms with Mohbad before Mohbad passed away. So why is Verydarkman now bringing us out to us to come and tell us, to come and character assassinate Bella, Mohbad, and Wumi? Okay, so how do you think these people are saying the truth? And also, every one of these people that Verydarkman has interviewed, they all have something to say mentioning Wumi's name. Abby, I started early. Actually, I've started this like an hour ago, but I was enjoying Uncle Beno's VM live stream. So every one of them will come out and say something just to make them look like, oh, I know a bit about this. There is no here to say this is how things are. So, like I was saying earlier on, that Wumi's stepsister came out now to say that even that Mohbad's best friend, she was not in good terms with Mohbad before Mohbad passed away. And now they brought her to us to come and character assassinate Mohbad, to character assassinate Bella. And then, like I said, each and everybody that VDM has interviewed, they all have one thing or two to say about Wumi. They must put Wumi in what they are saying. They just have to insert Wumi in it, right? So, just like I said, exactly Atu. Just like I said, I thought of I moved it to about 9 o'clock, but I started early since I really don't want to do that section on Uncle Beno's. So everybody now has something to say to sustain up. So and so I said all of those people that Verydarkman has interviewed, I do not believe any one of them. And also, why is VDM interviewing the suspects in this case? Because the police already interviewed each and every one of them. And I know, and I'm one of the people that I always believe that we don't have a functional justice system in Nigeria, that our police, they are not policing. Because if they really want to do police work, no. If they actually want to do police work, they will get to the bottom of this case. Nicky said, even if that said he's not going to bury Mohbad because he wants the truth to come out. There's no point keeping Mohbad because keeping him in the morgue is not going to bring the truth. They already took the tissue, all the things they need for the autopsy, so there's no point leaving him there. They should just lay the guy to rest. I've always said they should just go and arrest him. So, the police have interviewed all of these people that Verydarkman is now that is now questioning. Mind you, when Verydarkman first interviewed Sam Larry, I was like, oh boy, no. You were the one who started with the narrative of DNA. There were videos asserting that these people bullied Mohbad. There are video evidences everywhere. You do not come out to call them out that, oh, Bob, Sam Larry, video day here, now where they talk. So apparently, Verydarkman came out at some point saying, I will give somebody 20 million, I will give somebody 2 million if they come out. You want them to expose themselves for 2 million because he apparently came out and asked that the 2 women who were with them in that video when they were pushing wheelchair. I don't know why people are not like, maybe because they just don't like me. Maybe they just don't like me. So Verydarkman came out with a post saying that video of where is he Zlatan and Mohbad when they were at a video film shooting and they were, Sam Larry came in like, hey, yo, love me, but this one cannot live here. He asked that whoever comes up to give him the concluding part of that video that is going to give them how much? Is he 10 million or how much that was going to give them money? You want that person to come out there with a full video, knowing the dangerous people that you're dealing with, knowing how dangerous, allegedly dangerous, knowing how dangerous allegedly Sam Larry and Naira Marley are. You want them to come and risk their own life, their safety for 5 million naira. And he also asked that the 2 men who were pushing the wheelchair, that if they could come out and tell exactly what happened afterwards. You want people's mothers to come out and expose their identity for 2 million naira, knowing how dangerous these 2 guys are. Me, I saw it in that video that those 2 men, if you saw that video, if you see that post of Verydarkman asking to offer you 2 million naira, Ejo, go and hide your head. Because not quite long after then, there was a video saying of a lady crying, look at what Sam Larry did to Mohbad. Was that an AI video? So all these people that Verydarkman is interviewing, I do not give a freaking F about any of them. I do not believe any of them. And like I said, the police already interviewed them. So I don't know why it is Verydarkman's duty to start interviewing witnesses that were all called, locked up at some point by the police and released. He's now interviewing them. And I'm of the opinion that if the police, yes, in as much as I don't have 100% confidence or of 100% trust in Nigerian police, if the police believe that Wumi should be locked behind us, if they have every reason to believe that Wumi knows much more, they would have locked her up. That I know for sure. They would have locked her up. You guys know that Nigerian police won't back better. They don't, when they see green, they don't see red again. Or when they see red, they don't see green again. If they believe that Wumi, from all they've heard, from all they've gathered, if they believe that Wumi is a person of interest in this case, they will have locked her up. When they were locking Zlatan or Prime Boy, they will have locked her up. But for the fact that they've not locked her up, I thought that we could have respected the fact that the police did their due diligence. It might not be enough, but at least they just let us know that they are police, right? And then Verydarkman now came out after rolling the narrative of if they find the DNA, if they do the DNA, they will know why she did what she did. What did she do? Were you there? Were you there? And from the show we were watching earlier on, people were still making it look like Wumi is not saying anything. What do you mean she's not saying anything? Were you there? The police has not even released a statement to us to let us know maybe what she said on those TV shows was different from the statement she gave to the police. I don't know if any of you have seen the police statement. Exactly, Abby. That's our truth. You just have to accept it. Just like Verydarkman is trying to make the public accept what Sam Larry said, accept what Prime Boy said, accept what this alleged Mohbad's best friend, just like you are we wanted the public to accept that story, you also have to accept that whatever story that will be put out there is exactly as it is. It's exactly as it is. So I believe a lot of people actually threw a lot of spanner into this case from the beginning. Okay, they are saying that why didn't Wumi come out? She's a poor widow. She just lost her husband. Either they gave each other bass, either she contributed to it or not. She just lost somebody who's the father of a child. And you expect her to come to social media today and start talking? Even somebody that lost a child, it took her almost over a year before she actually come to the public. So like I said, if the Nigerian police believe that Wumi knew much more, they will have locked her up. With that being said, she came out there after a year or so to start sharing her story. She was still dragged. Having said, Thank you. Since when is it okay for her to come out to talk about exactly? And again, the social media is not going to get justice for her husband. She has given her statement to the police until tomorrow. I don't know what statement she gave to the police. I'm just taking the story she shared on those news channels as her truth. And I'm not going to say, oh, she's lying, because that is her story. It's not for the public. It's for the police. She's giving it to them and let the police do whatever they want to do with the story. That's her own story. That's her truth. I would say it's not her own truth, but for VDM, it's his own. Exactly. And also, I don't know how some people are actually running after VDM. Somebody who often says that people's opinion does not matter. It is his own opinion that matters. How does that work? Is at times he posts some videos on his comments on his page and he blocks the comments and he tells you your opinion don't matter anyway. My opinion matters. You want people to listen to your own opinion, but you don't want to take people's opinion. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And also, I did say in that video after he interviewed Sam Larry that what if Mohbad did not actually hide in that video that we saw of the people carrying him in the car? It will be interesting to know the doctor who certified him dead. What time? I mean, the doctor will be able to tell us what time he passed away. When did he hide? And like I was saying earlier on, that people were like, oh, hand injury. Hand injury that is not being looked after could potentially be the cause of his death. Because they said at 3 a.m. he was bleeding, right? What if he severed an artery or he severed a vein? Even a bleeding from a vein might not be that dangerous, but if it's left untreated, it could be infected, sepsis and everything could set in. What if they said he started bleeding? What if, he punched a mirror, a window? What if there's a shard of the glass still left in the skin that's one way or the other pierced his arterial line or his artery and he started bleeding? It could potentially be the cause of his death. Anyway, in my own opinion, I don't think this case actually concerns Verydarkman in any way. The police were already involved. Assuming the police were not doing anything, I would understand why he needed to step in. But the case was already in court. They were already dealing with this back and forth. And then he said he was going to start his own case. No. Those interviews were unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. So I'm going to share my screen with you now because I saved a couple of live streaming. I mean, some videos I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I might not play most of the videos because YouTube has something going on right now. And if you notice, I've deleted a lot of videos on my channel. I've deleted almost 100 videos from my channel because with these new policies, I believe a few of my videos are going to be tampered with, so I've deleted them. So I'm going to share my screen. So like I said, I'm going to be touching up on the interview. Obviously, I think I pretty much touched on the interviews is carried out. And yeah, let me just go on my save my notes, and then I'll go on as I will share my screen as we go on. So let me share my screen with you guys. Please like this live stream for me. There's 43 of you watching, and I only have 8 likes. Kilo day in a vest with me. What can I do? I'm gonna like this live stream now. So I was gonna do. Let's start from here because I saved most of this post here. So I'm just going to go by the things I've saved and then we'll move from there. Guys, please like this live stream for me. So I'm going to start from, maybe we should start from here. So this picture you're seeing here is the image of obviously Verydarkman, and the lady here is Wumi's stepsister. Like I said earlier on that they had a big fight. They fell out actually. They fell out big time. They fell out big time that at some point she was cursing. She put her hands in her petus and she used it to curse for Wumi. Yes. This person now said, remember that Verydarkman interviewed Mohbad's alleged best friend. So this is Wumi's stepsister, and she has something to say about that. So she said, so according to this person from Karimo, this page has been posting a lot about Mohbad since Mohbad died, okay? So this person said this message is from Karimo, and which she addressed to Verydarkman. So she said the Dominica you interviewed and the ex Maisie. So I believe that girl's name, I think her name is Dominica, right? And her ex is called Maisie. So if you listen to that interview by Verydarkman, she was saying that me and my ex. She didn't mention the name of her ex in that interview with Verydarkman, but Auntie Karimo has given us the name. of the ex. So she said she was talking about where she was talking about, so the ex might see, let me start again. So the Dominica you interviewed and the ex might see, she was talking about were not in good terms with Mohbad before it died, and you expected her to say good things about Mo. You were emphasizing on whether Mo was using drugs, which hip hop artist doesn't use drugs. See, even if they don't use, they will fagbo, they will fire ruku. You will see them doing that. Okay, so, not all of them, some of them do. I think they use it to make big because it makes them feel great. Guys, please like this live stream for me. I really appreciate it. So she continued, including gospel artists too. No baby talk on Akademo talk. I know you are working for Naira and your aim is to bring Mo down. Did you ask Sam Larry or Prime Boy if they were using DRG too? That's a good question. Dominica said Wumi called Naira to report Bella Shimoda that it was giving Mohbad eyes. This confession alone can destroy the relationship between Wumi and Bella. Remember, when Wumi was down, it was Bella that's been supporting her, because Bella also has a son of the same age as Liam. Okay. This confession alone can destroy the relationship between Wumi and Bella, because Bella is supporting Wumi, but that is their problem, because I will never support Wumi. Yes, they both fell out. She and Wumi fell out. Yeah. Igbolabi, Abi said Igbolabi. So she continued, my loyalty is for Mohbad. Does Bella use the RUGS? Yes, which artist doesn't? Baba Mo and Yamo. If both of you had cried out to the world when Sam Larry was beat exile, I was going to touch on Mohbad's mom, Mohbad's parents. When they came out, obviously they mentioned that, oh, they went to Mohbad because there was a song that mommy and daddy want to pay mommy me, want to pay daddy me, stuff like that. I wish that was when Mohbad's parents should have put their feet down and get the help for Mohbad. They shouldn't have gone to Naramali's house to go and stand and be begging for what? I felt that was when they should have stood their ground and say, you know what, oh mommy, my son wants to leave your label and he is leaving. And if anything happens to our son, in fact, that's when they should have involved the police, because when Mohbad said, when he went to some Malians out to say that he wants to leave the label, that he was beaten, they give him that post. When that incident happened, that was when I expected Mohbad's parents to have stepped in and said, Laila, you never in your life put your hand on my son again. He said he wants to leave and he's leaving, but what? They did not do anything. They were going there to go and dobale, to go and beg. So that is the start of Mohbad's parent failing him. So maybe he will still be alive today. If you had cried out then, VDM would not be asking for proof that he was, they panabited him by Sam Larry, because it's so obvious that VDM is on a mission to paint Naira and Sam Larry good. Yes, and I agree with what she said. I believe that I told you that Baba Mohbad was going to the court to ask the judge not to discharge Sam Larry and Naira Marley from that case. But obviously, that case was turned down in court, and I know there's been another post from Mohbad's father that they were going to appeal that decision. So let's move on from there, okay? Let me read your comment, guys. They said gives them inspiration. Which kind of inspiration? Inspiration to Famo Igbo. Ikiru said, they want everyone to turn their back. Exactly. And don't get me wrong here. Wumi could have her own faults. And what that fault is, I cannot tell you. Because when she was still dropping, updates on her social, on her Snapchat, and she was like, when she wants to start her message, she was like, say that it's just because I've been told not to talk, that I want to talk, but I've been told not to talk. So I want to believe then that maybe the legal counsel she had then, they were telling her that telling her not to put anything out. Who knows why they told her not to talk? Maybe the time that she came out was just the right time. But even though as she came out, people still do not believe that was her story. But Verydarkman wants us to accept his own narrative that, hey, go bring DNA. And then Baba Mohbad, Baba Ofo, I'm sorry to say. Sort Father, I pray you don't ever come across Sort Father. Baba was going everywhere, allowing people to use the demise of his son to make money off him. At some point, there were rumors that Baba Mohbad was allegedly being given different petus everywhere he was going, allegedly. Andrews, because Verydarkman is a police, right? Because Verydarkman is a judge, gives him the right to interview suspects or witness in an ongoing case, because to the best of my knowledge, Mohbad's case is still ongoing. Answer the question you are asking me. Is VDM a police? Is he a private investigator? When does an NGO, whatever he called himself, when did he become an investigator? And again, these people he's been interviewing, they are still witnesses in an ongoing court case. So he's pretty much tampering with whatever is ongoing in court. They should not even have agreed to speak to him. Because in a modernized world, they don't bond them where to go speak to anybody. Because if George here say anybody is questioning them, they will be in hot soup. They will be in hot soup. They might not, the court might not find them guilty of anything, but for the fact that you're speaking, the case is currently, I told you, I was recently on as a jury in court. If you've been listed as a witness, you dare not speak to anybody as long as that case is ongoing. Same thing with the jury. You dare not discuss the case until you've been told to discuss it. And you must not discuss it outside of court. You can only discuss it when the judge gives you the chance to discuss the case. And it's going to be within a certain time frame, within a certain conference, in a certain enclosed area. Let us be respecting ourselves, please. Don't derail me on this show tonight. I beg you, okay? So that's that post there. And then this is a video from Auntie Kem. Obviously, it was later on that I saw this post where she was advising that Verydarkman should stop, he should stop interviewing those people. So let's listen to her.
Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media, IJ Mohbad review. A few days ago, I told you I'm not going to be talking about Mohbad anymore because some of you don't want to understand what's going on here. All right? I knew that wouldn't last 3 days. 3 days later, here I am because there's a mistake going on right now. I am a professionally trained journalist. I practiced 31 years and I saw 13 murders in Canada and 4 in America, 17 total. I have been a crime reporter. I have been a music reporter. I've been an investigative journalist. I've done gossip. I've done every news feed.
You guys, you see why I don't watch this auntie? It's because of the kind of efficacy that she gave herself, the kind of ailing. She hails herself a lot. That's why I don't watch her. I wish I could fast forward this video.
However, in crime and investigation, it is not for the public to be interviewing people up and down. I do things professionally and I know how things work. I'm going to post something on Facebook tonight of what Police Chief of Toronto Police, Mark Sanders, wrote about me when I left.
Oh, God.
Okay, 5 more people like Kemi and we'll solve everything. Like I have an ingenuity and the training to solve murders. Okay? A woman was killed in America by the husband, and the 3-year-old boy kept saying, "Daddy beat mommy." The police ignored it, and I think they ignored it because I was a Black female journalist. 2 things working against me, Black and female. This man killed the wife after
I don't even like the word she's using. I won't be able to. I was watching it earlier. Anyway, summary from the right up here. She says, "Justice for Mohbad." In quote, "Are you doing it for justice or engagement?" Investigative journalist Kemi Oluloyo tackles Verydarkman, urges Deji Adeyanju to warn him against interviewing prime suspects publicly. Yeah, maybe you could interview them, but not release the video. Because maybe, who knows, maybe from the interviews is carrying out, there might be some things that the police might have missed from the interviews. But this is us saying it should stop interviewing them publicly. Say such actions could come. It's already compromising the case. Because that's why I said that the case is still ongoing in court. Hence why it should not be interviewing those people. Hence why it should not be interviewing them. But some Ayilolos here will now come and start saying, are you a lawyer? Are you a blah, 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 blah? And somebody, this one is telling me, Mamala is telling me, then the police should stop VDM. Do you not hear now that the case is still in court? Why is he interviewing them when the case is still in court? If they start to drag on a Rattle King now, all of you Rattles will start crying everywhere. He should know better. His lawyer should advise him. This case is ongoing. These people you are interviewing are suspects or they are witnesses. Stop interviewing them. Maybe he could interview and keep the videos, and maybe the videos could even help. Because like I said, nobody till tomorrow, I don't know the kind of statement that Wumi wrote to the police. I'm only sticking by the story she shared on those news channels she went to, and I will take that as a story. So if anybody else who was there with her 247 until Mohbad died, knows otherwise, and they have not been they have not been invited by the police, let them come out and talk. But if you're already involved with the police based on this story, you should not be out speaking publicly about it until the case has been finally closed and sealed. That is how it should be. That is how it should be. Adama, I'm tired. That's why I don't watch her video. She gives herself, you just say, I am this investigative journalist for 20 years. Okay, quick, hurry up, data will finish. I would have loved to play her video, but the words she's using, like pie, she's using it. I don't want to, because YouTube is crazy. I don't want them to monetize this video. So let's move on from there, okay? Let's move on from there. And also, like I said, there's been a lot of people putting out posts here. This person said, you all are trying to put a narrative that Mohbad is on INS ice. Is he high while typing all this on Twitter? I'm not pointing finger on Iramali and Sam Larry towards his spy, but trust me, he was bullied and humiliated for leaving Malian record. That is my stance as well. He was bullied. He was so fearful that he could not even go to an hospital to get proper treatments. So these were the things he dropped, all the things he went through, how he was, they panicated him when he went to tell them that he no longer wants to be a part of the Malian house. These were all the posts. They're all there for you to see. They're all there. Okay. I'm going to move on. And that moving on will be to Iyabo Ojo. We all know recently that Iyabo Ojo's house, our office got burnt. And obviously, it doesn't look like it's somebody. It doesn't look like an Hassan. It doesn't look like maybe somebody went in there to put a fire in there. It doesn't come across that way to me. It could have been a fire, it could have been a electrical fire and stuff like that. Okay. And just like I was watching it on Uncle Beno's page there, that fire service, come quick. I am impressed, and we must give them their flowers that they were able to come and they were able to secure the fire. At least the building is standing. Obviously, she's just going to need internal work being done. So according to her, this just happened the 8th of July 2025 around 7 p.m. My office building caught fire. Thank you to the Lagos State Nigeria Fire Service and my staff for salvaging what was left. Thankfully, no lives were lost. The devil tested us today, but God said no. With God on my side, we will bounce back together. So, like I said, I do not believe somebody put a fire in our building. I mean, look at the extent of smoke and stuff. I want to believe that this is more or less like an electrical fire, and I'm super glad that they were able to put out the fire. So, not quite long after then, our daughter, Priscilla, shared a post to say that they received a threatening letter, a letter threatening her mom days before she was to get married in Tanzania. I don't know if I'm able to find that post. Let me see if I can find the post. I saved it up. I'm sure I saved that post somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Guys, please like this live stream for me, please. So she dropped a post a few days. I don't know if it's still on her page. But I think she has removed it. It's no longer on her page. But let's go read that post from Iyabo Ojo. So, after that fire, Iyabo Ojo dropped a post, obviously, thanking people. And then, so she made this post for public records where she went on to discuss a few things. She actually addressed a lot of things. It's a long read, but I'll try and read it, okay? So from the threatening letter that she received, she was threatening that her daughter's marriage was not going to last, and that in the next few months that she's going to see Pepe, they will show her Shege. So from that letter and this fire happening at her office, in a way, for people who obviously might think that maybe that threat from that letter, the fire was as a result of that threat. So from the post I saw, and maybe it was on her page or maybe her daughter's page, she was like, "You know what? We have the CCTV camera of the recording of the person who brought the letter, who delivered the letter." So they were going to go back to the CCTV, and that the police were going to find out who delivered that letter, and they will figure out who dropped that letter. So I'm hoping the police will be able to help them in that regards, because like I said, from all the things she addressed here, she She has a lot of enemies. I must say to you guys, a lot of people do not like Iyabo Ojo, and it's evidently clear. Why? I know she's someone who's very, very fierce. I am fierce as well, okay? When I see cases that interest me, when I see cases whereby, if I see cases that interest me, I will throw all of my weight into it. So she's someone like that, okay? So she's smart, she's intelligent, she has the connections, but at times, her emotions she often rule, or she often runs with her emotions. And at times, in everything we do, we should try and not maybe allow our emotions take over our reasoning 100%. But in our own case, whatever she has done in regards of the cases where she is now being labeled as a bad person, any other woman will do the same. I will probably do the same. And yes, maybe the result I want or I will get might not be the same. So, like I said, for this post, she went on to say a lot of things. Actually, I'm going to try and read it to you guys. Okay, it says that I'm sure you guys have already seen it. I'm going to read your comments. Is there any comment I'm missing? Nikki said they are demonstrating against her for Mohbad case. Even look at the letter. Exactly. Amala said, please, I'm not a rattle. I said police should stop VDM. Read my post. But then the police already have the case in court. So at some point, maybe the police will do that. But then we can't tell the police how to do their job. Just like Iyabo Joe pointed in this letter as well, that police, they see everything. You can't tell the police, oh, police, go pick him up because he's talking about the case. We can't tell him because there's even a case involving Verydarkman and Mr. Jollof. Verydarkman came out publicly to say that somebody is banging person's wife for hotel. Then put the video for Verydarkman face for court. Una Rattle King talk say na hey hi. No be juju be that. No be juju do that. He did a video saying for so hotel. One of my paddy, you see your wife say so your wife, they carry your wife, go so hotel, go knock and so your wife give you that role where you get for government office. VDM is currently in court with that case, and it was alleged that the video was played to him. VDM claimed memory loss. VDM claimed that video was AI, that he no recognized himself for that video. What do you want to make of that? What do you want to make of that? Somebody who came out here to say, because I don't know whatever issues was going on between him and Mr. Jollof. And he came out saying, your wife, nobody so they knock your wife, where we say you get that government job where you get. Now, so that my party tell me say that's also hotel they carry your wife go. A video he made on his channel with other people who have downloaded it. This person now carried him to court. They sued him to court. In a King said that saying a high video that was not him in the video. No be exactly the chairman na big way they be. No be juju be that. Said that AI. Say you know recognize the person where they did the video. Say no be in there inside the video. Like, are you guys kidding me? But let's consider. So Iyabo Joe wrote something. Like I said, a lot of people do not like her because yes, she supported Princess in getting Baba Jesha jailed for the case of Kerewa with small picking way that one committed. And also, obviously, because she gave her support for Peter Obi during the last concluded election. And a lot of Nollywood movie actresses are in support of Bala Blue. But she said no, that this is the person she's got. So she's supporting. So tell me why that is an offense. Obviously, from my involvement in the case of Mohbad, the people don't like her for that. And also, there's also an ongoing case between her and one of her movie Nollywood industry, Lizzie Anjorin. She also have a case ongoing with that one, where that one's always coming out here to curse her 247. Like, it's just a lot. I don't know why a lot of people can be hating on one person, but now God will be our protection. Guys, please like this live stream for me. So, according to this writer, Iyabo just said, one, it is no longer news that I was recently invited. So, this number one, I saw it on Kuti Juice. Kuti Juice said, one Nollywood princess was invited to court. And she was made to apologize to the person. I believe they were making her. I think she alleged that they wanted her to apologize to Naira Marley. Obviously, she refused. Say she did not tell. She said that she did not call out anybody's name. That the only thing she said was that this person should make themselves available to the police if they know they have no hands in the buying of Mohbad. So that's the evidence there. So. She said I was invited by the Nigerian Police Force National Cyber Cybercrime Center, Abuja, over predictions bordering on cyberbullying and other allegations concerning the live video I recorded a few years ago. In that video, I requested certain individuals to make themselves available for investigation into the sudden death of Mohbad in order to prove their innocence or otherwise. That person, I believe, was Naira Marley. 2, subsequently, through my non-governmental organization, Pinkett's Foundation, we wrote letters to the Governor, Attorney General of State, Commissioner of Police, Assistant Inspector of General Police, and several others. In these letters, we requested an independent and comprehensive investigation, as well as coroner's inquest. Yes, it was Iyabo Ojo and Tonto Dike who made a move that an autopsy must be done on Mohbad, because less than 24 hours after Mohbad died, he was put to the ground. No be Muslim, papa na pastor. Why was he already buried? Why was he already buried? Mona leave Ratel, so Mona leave Ratel. Guys, please like this live stream for me. I'm going to rush through this post, okay? So, into the death of the deceased. So, 3, all of these steps clearly point to the fact that I never affirmed that Mohbad's death was caused by any specific individual. Otherwise, I would not have taken the legal and investigative actions I did. Though, a part of the video where she was saying, "Who be Naira Marley?" People caught that video because the argument, when she started that live stream, there was a conversation she was raising. And I believe she was responding to comment because it was a live stream she did and she'll be reading comments. I believe she was replying to a comment. That was when she was like, "Who be Naira Marley?" Saying, yeah, she will show Naira Marley this, that. So from that video, I don't think she actually called anybody's name to say, go and say that you buy. And I don't think anybody has actually come on this street to say Naira Marley or Sam Larry buyed Mohbad. They contributed to what led him to grow out of fear. You know, somebody, you've beaten him that much that boy can't fear to go hospital. Like, what kind of what could they have done to him to have put such fear? They bullied him, they assaulted him. That alone is an offense in diaspora. Abroad, slap person will not do anything to you, you go sleep for jail. Maybe they feel pardon if you're a first-time offender, but if you have a record of being violent, they will put you for jail. Hello, Vivian V, guys, I see you all. Please like this live stream for me. So she said, hi, alongside other social advocates, met with the Commissioner of Police. So she met all of the people, all of the people in power. 5, I understand that Mohbad's wife, brother, and several others were also invited by the police. However, it should be on record that I cannot dictate how the police should conduct their investigations. Sadly, and to my dismay, certain individuals have over the years constantly called for my death, the destruction of my source of livelihood, and have incited public violence against me and my children, all without any intervention from the authorities. Allegedly, VDM. I'm sure you guys can agree with me. Though she didn't mention the name here, but I believe that the person where she's referring to be that. Without prejudice to the ongoing investigation, it is important to state that a few days before my daughter's wedding in Tanzania, I received a letter threatening my life at my office. The letter explicitly stated that I will go through hell in the next 3 months. Let me find the concluding part of that post. 8, it is therefore not surprising to now see coffins inscribed with my name, barefaced videos threatening my life and properties, and further confirmation that my family and business enterprise remain in danger. So with that letter she received threatening her and that fire in her business, it's easy for her. She could easily come to a conclusion that, oh, that threat from the letter is what led to the fire burning in her building. She could easily say, oh, this letter I received, oh, now they are starting to attack me. She could easily believe that that was the cause of it. I am fully aware that because of my political opinions during the last elections, I have been subjected to intimidation, sponsored attacks, and personal insults. However, those views were honest personal expressions, which I strongly believe should not result in vendettas or attacks from any individual or group of persons. Without any iota of doubt, I have recently found comfort in the scriptures, which state that many are the afflictions of the righteous, but God will deliver me from them all. Despite everything, I trust that God will ultimately give me victory over adversity. Amen. My advocacy for social justice and my political stance, I have no doubt, earned me many enemies, which may explain some of the difficulties I currently face. I wish to clarify that I never accused anyone of being responsible for Mohbad's death. I was simply reacting emotionally to disturbing videos circulating at the time and used my platform to call for justice. I have always sought justice through the proper authorities, bearing all expenses personally through my foundation. It is entirely within the prerogative of the police to invite any individual they consider relevant to an investigation. As a private citizen, it is not within my powers or place to direct the course of such decisions. I am fully ready to continue to honor further police invitation or arraignment as I have done in the past without fear. However, my office was recently destroyed by fire. It is only humane to allow me the emotional space and time to tend to my health and well-being. I extend my sincere appreciation to the police authorities, concerned individuals, friends, supporters who have stood by me in the face of these daunting challenges, regardless of tribe, religion, or different opinions. Thank you for your attention on this one. So that was our post too. And yes, there's a lot of people sharing love with her, saying they understand her and stuff like that. Let me read your comment. I see my name being mentioned. Nikki said those guys even said they are going to go after Tonto. Now, waiting with Tonto case now. Obviously, since when all of the justice for Mohbad people came up, Tonto has come out her hands. When they claimed that at some point they said that Tonto Dike was this lover. At some point they claimed that Iyabo Ojo was this lover. And then this girl that a Verydarkman interviewed, that one also claimed that she was this lover. Like, come, why are you trying to look for this lover? Vivian V, I see you. Ikeru said, Mom of 5, can you remember Wumi had a child in Alagbo? She did not go to an hospital. Yes, the first child for that matter. Yeah, they are blaming her for not taking Mohbad to the hospital. Yeah, that's true. Without even being said, I had my first daughter in a church, actually. Yeah. So Vivian says, see why I can never favor VDM's tiny good for his major chaos. Nigerians are angry, hungry, and jobless, looking for a savior. So why are we surprised Iyabo is even being targeted by those goons? Abby said, Vivian V, so far so good, but working for the next 2 years. Okay. I forget that this Gen Z president is in Nigeria. She's enjoying all the good life. Anyway, so that's that post from Iyabo Joe. So I want to share the video of where people carry placards cursing her. For what? What did she do? What did she do that people are cursing her? What did she do? What did she do? So this is the videos of Agberos. So someone said, go better for Iyabo Joe. That's a placard. Cursing her for what? And there was a video in Yoruba, they were just cursing her, Agberos. And I believe this was a sponsored one because they can't afford, these Agberos cannot afford, people who never chop 3 square meals a day, they can't afford to be on the street for nothing. They cannot afford to be on the street for nothing. Let's hear what they have to say. It's in the Yoruba. People they are running on Kolos, they are running on Igbo and Paraga. Give them 5,000 naira each, they will do this nonsense. And I believe they were paid. But who paid them? I believe someone asked them to come do this, but who? Agberos, area boys. Over what? What did she do? Over what? Over what? Over what? So people are dropping posts. People are dropping posts of Mohbad's injuries, how they did him dirty, and all the posts. That was when he was in hospital, and it was declared that he has what was it called? That he was declared to have hypertension and stuff like that at his age, And I don't understand why people said Wumi should come out. Wumi should come out and say what? At the end of the day, she does not owe the public any explanation. She does not owe the public any explanation. So I've seen that post. So this was a letter that my daughter posted saying that they received. Saying that, this is the message. You put someone in trouble and you out here giving out your daughter in marriage, Abi. Oh my liar, you can't escape in the next 3 months as we are out monitoring you. Can you imagine? That's a threat. And like I said, I'm hoping that she's able to investigate to find out who dropped that letter and they're able to get that person arrested. And those Agberos, Their face clearly show for that video. She should get them arrested. They should tell them, she should come and talk. Who paid them? Why are they doing this? Say, okay, you wait, they talk. Wait, talk to make it look better for her. Waiting I do you. Let the Agbero come and explain what Iyabo Ojo do. Because at the end of the day now, what is Iyabo Ojo's business with Mohbad? Was Iyabo Ojo at Mohbad's house when he died? Was Iyabo Ojo there? Just because she opened her doors for Wumi. Yeah, she came out a few times to do a supportive video to say that, you know what, Wumi will do DNA test. If Baba is ready, they will do DNA. And now they've been ready for a very long time, but Baba is not forthcoming. And at the end of the day, they don't need Baba to do DNA test. They can easily get a sample. Mohbad has a younger brother. They can take a sample from Mohbad's younger brother. As long as Baba Mohbad born that one, they can easily take a sample from him and go and run the DNA test. So that was a threatening post there that she received saying that we are monitoring you, watch out. We shall render that your daughter married useless and rubbish it with scatter. That's your daughter will not know. They were cursing for a marriage, they are cursing our daughter's marriage. And they even say they have a name. Watch and see our aggrieved group. Who are the aggrieved group? Who are they?
So Adotoshi.
Well, these are other people who are not these are all of their, obviously there's an ongoing issue with Iyabo Ojo. That one, I don't know what she's dragging with Iyabo Ojo, to be honest with you. I don't know what she's dragging, but pretty much. So the last video I want us to watch is that of Verydarkman, the last interview he did, and in my own opinion, that video was unnecessary. Guys, remember the letter from Iyabo Ojo that I just read with you guys?
All right.
That I just read with you guys. Iyabo Ojo did not mention anybody's name. Obviously, from the right up, you can decipher a few people that she is maybe described, but you can, from the description, you would know who she was talking about. But this video that Verydarkman did, I don't see the need for it. I don't see the need for it. And from the previous show that I watched, they were like, there was a need for that interview to come. Why? Yes, because she has a lot to lose. She's been threatened. If she's been threatened, she gets the police involved. But what is the need of Verydarkman coming out with this video? Because, like I said, Iyabo Ojo did not mention anything about meeting with Verydarkman, but he came out here to talk anyway. So, guys, as we are listening to this video, I'm going to keep interjecting because of the new changes of that is going on YouTube. Okay.
Right. So, what I'm about to say now will come as a shocker to a lot of people. In fact, I didn't want to even come online to say this.
You shouldn't have come online. There's no need for it.
But when I saw the press release from Iyabo Ojo, I felt somehow. I just felt somehow. Now, about 12 days ago, about 12, 13 days ago, myself and Iyabo Ojo had a private meeting where we sat down, we were looking at ourselves.
Yeah, I saw that, right? I saw that as well, Nikki. They said she was hiding. What evidence is she hiding? What evidence? There were people in that house up until Mohbad passed away. So what evidence is Iyabo Ojo hiding? Is it a crime that she has a daughter? She helped a young lady who's also of the same age with her own daughter. I want to believe that she decided to open the doors for Wumi because obviously Wumi is almost the same age, or maybe slightly older than Priscilla, or maybe they are almost the same age. She's just stepping as a mother figure for her. Vivian said, "Oh my God, no wonder Buhari called them." Exactly. Lazy Nigerian youth. But let's keep listening to our uncle.
So face to face, myself and Iyabo Ojo.
Yeah, so he met with Iyabo Ojo face to face.
We were supposed to meet in an apartment. I gave them I rented an apartment, but she said she wasn't feeling comfortable. That we should meet in Somerset hotels. When we got there, she had a bouncer, she had the lawyers and some people. I came with Kokopi and CPAC. Immediately, because I didn't want them to take a picture, I went there with genuine heart.
You didn't want them to take a picture, but you've come out to do a video. Along the way, in this video, he went on to say, everybody dropped their phones, nobody was taking videos, nobody was taking pictures, but you still come out here to hear the video. You could have just done a post. I met with Iyabo Ojo. We've settled our differences. Please, guys, free this woman. I do not owe them. You could have done a post. You could have done a post. Rattles, I met with Iyabo Ojo. We've settled our differences and we've agreed. I will never disrespect her. I will never disrespect her again. I hold nothing against her. But, let people know your intentions in this justice for Mohbad. You're not saying Iyabo, put up a post. There was no need for a video. But what? You did a video. And you guys were here. You were like, I don't know why she did that post. What post? She did not mention your name. She did not even mention that she met with you.
I told everybody to drop their phones on the table. Everybody dropped their phone.
Everybody dropped phone.
And I said, myself and Iyabo Ojo should move and we should go and talk. We sat down face to face.
So both of them went separately. After they've dropped their phones, him and Iyabo Ojo now went to a separate place to have a discussion. So nobody had their phones so that nobody's not recording anything. You knew you did that, but you still came out to do this video. Why? From the previous view, I'm sure I was worried. They were like, hey, Iyabo Ojo did it because obviously there's a threat on our life right now. Our business has been attacked. And like I said, I don't think our business was from that threat. But for the fact that she received a threatening letter, I would hope that the police will step in to investigate who sent that letter. But let's keep watching.
Face. The first thing I told Iyabo Ojo, and I swear that on God, I swear that on my mother's life that I hold dearly, I swear that on every good thing on earth, and I use this iron for people that are spiritual, and I know. I need to.
Just like Uncle Beno say, if anybody say make you swear, no swear by God of thunder, no swear by iron, no. You better make you swear by Bible, because Bible can be forgiving. But if they tell you say make you swear by metal, don't do it. If you know your heart is not pure, if you know that what they have accused you of, you are not 100% pure, don't swear by metal. If they carry Bible give you, because Bible can be forgiving. But if you swear by metal, you are a gunner. You are a gunner.
When I define for this life, make I no say. First thing I told Iyabo Ojo is this. I said to Iyabo Ojo, if I tell you that I did not see this day coming, where you request to see me, when me and you will sit down like this to talk, then I'll be a liar. I said, Iyabo Ojo, I am a very spiritual person.
Okay, Pastor VDM.
I am a very, very spiritual person. My spirit is clean. My soul is clean.
Holy
I see things. She was just looking at me like this. The next thing I said to Iyabo Ojo, I said, you are a very feisty woman.
She is feisty, and you know how to pour more petrol and make her more fierce, more like a dragon. What's that? What can I call her? Spitting dragon or whatever.
Which is good. And you're also emotional. But it kind of made you do some things that you're not supposed to do. But I understand because you were emotional. She was still looking at me. And I went for that to say, in order to assure her that whatever thing we are going to say, we're good. I said, you were invited 2 days ago, because she was invited to the police station 2 days ago before we met.
Like I said, a certain Kuti Juice shared that information, but she did not give the name of the person. She did not say maybe it was Iyabo or not, but Kuti Juice shared that news.
I was there that 2 days ago.
And I want to believe that those people who petitioned her could possibly be Sam Larry or Naira Marley, because he said he was there. He said he was there with those people. So I want to believe that it was Sam Larry and Naira Marley that he was there with, that summoned Iyabo Ojo.
I said, when we sat down with the people that made them invite you, the people that wrote the petition against you, when we sat down and they brought me in, everything I heard, if it was Verydarkman of before, I will go online to go and post it. I mean, nobody go doubt me. Verydarkman does not lie. I told her, but I didn't do it because Verydarkman have grown. She was looking at me.
He said Verydarkman does not lie. Can you guys hear? Verydarkman does not lie. Now, wow. Okay.
I went for that to say, Iyabo Ojo.
But again, you say you don't lie. The case of Mr. Jollof, his wife that you claimed in your video that they knock him wife to give you official duty for government, they carry you go court. You say, nah, hey, say no be you be that for that video. No be lie be that. Allegedly, I'm only asking question.
God knows that outside that insult, I don't wish your family bad. As a matter of fact, during your daughter's wedding, when everybody was celebrating with your daughter, somebody brought a video that I made years ago during the time when we were quarreling, when you insult my mother, I insult you back. In that video, I said that your daughter's wedding was not going to last. They were posting that video online. I came back, I made another video, and I said, don't post this thing.
I saw that video where he actually said that. I saw it.
Wish them well, they should do their thing. Just because I didn't want them to ruin that girl's wedding or spoil the moment online for her. That is to tell you, Iyabo Ojo, that I don't wish you bad.
Yeah, you don't wish her bad. Do you know how many people that go to a comment page from a comment section from the rat tails that go there to curse her, that goes there to drag her? Obviously, I'm of the opinion that you should not take somebody like him now. His rat tails that follow him. You will probably not hold him accountable for what he does, what they do. But at times, he often instigates the people that follow him, allegedly. He often push these people to go do things allegedly. Unlike the main nation now. May never come out and say, oh yeah, guys, oh yeah, go to the page. We've never seen May do any of that. But you can sort of say, rat tails, we move, rat tails, we do this, rat tails, we do that. And some blind followers, some blind mice, some blind ekutele will just go because they are blind, they can't see the road, they don't know what they are doing, you know.
Then from here on, we spoke about what brought us together. She talk, I talk, she talk, I talk. Then I said, see, again, what if? Did you ever sit down to think that maybe those people played on your emotions? They took advantage of your emotions and then they were just sending you things.
Okay, so if you have that thought, why then did you do the things you've done towards her? Obviously, because you can think that way, but Iyabo Ojo might not think that way because obviously she's blinded by emotions, right? But you now thought, okay, what if this woman is being used? Why then did you do all you've been doing so far? Why then have you started interviewing all these, witnesses? Why then? What happens to all the VDNA? Because now you've shifted from DNA because, like I said from the beginning, that VDM contributed to how this case has actually landed. And if I see him, I will tell him face to face. VDM contributed to how this case dabaru. Because yes, everyone was like, oh, they bullied him, they did this, they did that. They contributed to what led to him being so fearful, so he was terrified. He did not even enjoy this young family. And then you're like, and DNA. That time like this, anywhere you try to say something that, okay, so if DNA now comes out that Mohbad born begin, will that bring Mohbad back? All of his blind rats, they will attack you and your generation. Hence why then I was not even talking about the case. I was like, no, I don't want anybody to come and be, I don't want the blind rats to come and be saying nonsense. Even the few times that I've spoken, even in the comment section, you see how they will react, they will reply you, they will call their mother Olosho, not me. They will call their father Olosho. It's just crazy. You carry your own matter for hand like this. They drag your own matter for hand. You can't put person own matter for head. It's just crazy. So if you thought that way, okay, maybe this woman is being used, you understand, because obviously for him saying this to her, he understood clearly, maybe just maybe Iyabo Ojo is actually being used because obviously she's blinded by emotions, but you still carried on to do all the things you carried out anyway. You still goated her, you still allegedly push your rat tails to her.
She was just looking at me. I said, what if you were used as a pawn? Did you ever think that maybe you were used as a pawn? Not only you, maybe me.
Maybe you. I can believe that maybe you were used because the way you've come across. This case is in court. At least, even if you go school, you have a lawyer that can advise you, like, lawyer, did you? This is what I want to do. Do you think I should go ahead with it? I'm sure your lawyer will have advised you, but I don't know. Maybe you asked him for advice, but.
She was just looking. I'm not going to tell you guys what we spoke about because I told her that I'm not going to share this in public.
You told her you won't share this in public. Each of you dropped your mobile phones. That's why I'm saying, what is the basis of this video?
The only reason
why do this video?
The reason why I'm giving these little details that we met is because of what she posted online, this press release. I didn't know why she did.
So the press release, please tell me, guys, did she mention anybody's name? Did she mention anybody's name in that press release? That press release did not say Verydarkman. That press release did not say Sam Larry. That press release did not say anybody's name. So tell me why he's trying to use Iyabo Ojo's press release to justify him making this video. Because like I said, you could have just dropped a post. Oh, guys, I met with Iyabo Ojo. I've not got anything. We've settled our differences. We have a chat. We've left it out. No, we avoid each other. Just put it out there. Even if it's just a 200-word sentence, it would have cleared this. But it's still dangerous. I don't even know why she put up that press release. It's because she put up that press release that I'm doing this. No, I don't agree with him.
In the press release. But we all, I was there. When they saw it, I didn't see it first. They forwarded it to me. I just shook my head. I forwarded it to the witnesses. Everybody was just looking like, why would she do this?
Do what?
But this is...
She's not gone out of her right to write what she put up on that post. Guys, are you guys filming? Guys, the link is in the comment section. I want you guys to phone in, please. She's not gone anywhere out of her right with that post she made. She has not. Why are the witnesses surprised that she put up the post? She did not mention anybody's name. And again, yes, a gossip page already said she was invited to Abuja 2 days ago. So the news is already out there. Who gave the info security Jews? Who did?
Just one thing.
Guys, the link is in the comment section. Maybe we'll do another half an hour. So I'll take another call. We'll finish this video and I'll take a call. I'll take a couple of calls. The link is in the comment section, guys.
And I want to leave you with Iyabo Ojo. Even if nobody sees,
God sees.
God sees.
Exactly, we know
somebody
that.
that sits above every one of us. And just in case there's no God, the universe sees.
Okay, if you actually think that way, why don't you let her be? Let her remain on her stance. Let her be on what she believes. If you know that there is God who sees anything, because there's nothing hidden in the presence of God. I'm sure you all know that there's nothing hidden in the sight of God. If you are now saying this, why then all of your actions? Why all of your actions?
The mother nature sees.
Yes.
We can lie to everyone, but we can never lie to ourselves.
So from that talk, it's still, my opinion, it still feels as if maybe Iyabo Ojo is still not coming out with some things. Because what seems like we can lie to ourselves, but we can't lie to God. What's with the lie? Who is lying? Who is lying? Like people said that maybe he already has lots of evidence, so that's why he's doing those interviews. So he's always coming out with corny stuff. Tomorrow night he might come out with another video that, hey, you're gonna learn. You guys know how it comes. He might come out tomorrow with another video now. I won't be surprised if he comes with another video after this one tomorrow.
The day you lie to yourself is the day you kick your path and you open the door to your grave as a person. I really respect her. I respect her so much. The fact that she talks to me, we say, I respect Iyabo Ojo, and I would not be in the position to disrespect her again.
It does not matter if you disrespect her, because at the end of the day, like I said, there was no need for this interview. Those interviews we did, because they are like witnesses in court, only if the case has been closed. And I don't think there's any news to say that Mohbad's case has been closed. Only if the case has been closed, then you can now come out and start asking these people. The case is already in court. You shouldn't have done that interview. Even if you have koro evidence, the case is still in court. And like I said, if the police believe that there's more reason to hold Wumi, they will have locked her up. Like Prime Boy said they locked him up for 4 months. The other guy also said they locked him up for 4 months. If they believe that Wumi has a hand or she contributed, because at the end of the day, this nurse also, I don't believe she's a qualified nurse. What did she inject Mohbad with? Even the autopsy result, now we don't even know which autopsy report is the right one. But guys, let's finish watching him, and I'll drop the link in the comment section, guys. We will take a couple of calls.
I won't. But the only thing I'll leave you with Iyabo today is God knows.
Yeah, God
sees.
knows.
The universe sees. That's all I want to tell you. And God bless you, Iyabo. God bless you. Sincerely from my heart. God bless you, Iyabo Ojo. God bless you. But also remember,
guys, can you hear?
The
But also
universe
remember,
sees and God sees. Thank you very much.
In my own opinion, he never finished with Iyabo Ojo. He has not finished with Iyabo Ojo. Guys, the link's in the comment section. Let's start taking calls. He's not done with Iyabo Ojo. He did that. I love you with my heart. God loves you. God loves you. I don't believe he is done with Iyabo Ojo yet. Guys, let's take a couple of calls, okay? I don't want to be here. I've got another 6 minutes. Let's take a couple of calls and then we'll round up this live stream, okay? I don't believe he is done with Iyabo Ojo yet. And obviously, one thing I want us to know is, let me read them. Vivian said, why VDM is not calling for Wigway's children's DNA? Atayao. Then burn away, make him go put him out. Let him go and put his mouth. Or call for Ellen's babies with Obi with Cubana chief priest. Let him, you know, go put him out for that kind of thing now. In case you say true, he has not called for the DNA of Cubana chief priest and Ellen. One thing I'm going to say is this: we all know that obviously women, when things, there's a case obviously that that Harrison is currently talking about now, where the husband passed away and they are now holding the wife. At some point, the wife said she went into the house she was living in with her husband. The family of the husband arrested her arrested her saying that she broke into the house she was living in before her husband passed away. No be juju be that. No be juju be that. People are saying if we should remain number one suspects because she is the wife. She was the one with the husband up until the last minute. I don't doubt that, but why should she remain a suspect? She is there in Nigeria. Anytime they needed to question her, they can easily reach out to her. I just don't understand. I just felt like this case, it was messed up from the beginning. It was messed up from the beginning. Okay, there was a lot of people with a lot of people with a dodgy interest in this story. Their minds are not through. You can imagine, like I said, a lot of people fell out with Wumi, and people were like, "Oh, she should have come out. She should have come out and say something." Say what? Somebody who you know. We all heard the narrative of that alleged best friend of Mohbad saying that there was a time when NDLEA came to arrest Mohbad's friend that Wumi was even fighting the NDLEA. And I know no marriage is perfect, okay? And mind you, they are young couples. They are young. How old is Mohbad? How old is Wumi? And yes, like I said earlier on, that in one of their rapport videos, like, Kilo Shelly snap me, Wumi telling Mohbad, Kilo Shelly snap me, Kilo Shelly snap me. It's like they are kind of the couple that when they argue, they give each other basbos. I want to believe that they give each other basbos. But then that's how someone said that they have a shaky marriage, they have a bad foundation. I have an aunt, that my aunt, she grew up in Isaleko. She's like a proper street, like, she's beautiful, tall, you know, her own yellow. She's a Yoruba, obviously we are Yoruba. Her own yellow, you think she's an Igbo woman. She's so clean. She's about 6'9", absolutely beautiful. But if it comes to basbos, my auntie will break bottle for you. She will break bottle for you. She's beautiful. You know, you see her, she's calm, but when it's like things enter her head, she know they see red lights or she know they see green. So maybe that's their own. And there are some couples like that. I'm not saying Wumi is innocent. She may have contributed to obviously this negligence. Your husband, obviously you were having an issue. Maybe from that interview, maybe when she said they should drop her at an hotel so she could check into a hotel, maybe they should have insisted on checking into an hotel. Maybe Mohbad would be alive today. And also, like I said, maybe she possibly contributed to this because your husband had that injury. You should have insisted that no, Mohbad Ofeboko, we are going to hospital tonight. You should have insisted. Because at times, some of these men, they don't always get it right at times. For me, if I found myself in that situation, I would have ensured I got him to the nearest hospital rather than looking for pharmacists everywhere. You know, this is a very, very sad case. Like I said, they've messed up the case from the beginning. People were like, his father. And at some point, I saw a post from Wumi. Wumi was like, okay, they're saying all of these things now. If I come out now, will Mohbad's family fight with me? I don't know where I read that post. Will they fight with me? People are saying that I should come out and talk. They should come out and talk. If I come out, will they fight with me? Family that are already dispersed. Before we know it, Baba started wearing Mohbad's clothes. Before we know it, Baba started fighting for properties, land or no land, forgetting that his son has a grandchild that needs to be looked after, has a widow, and I don't think Wumi was doing anything up until Mohbad's death. Has a widow, a wife that needs to be fed, because automatically, for the fact that Mohbad was no longer alive, before everything was sorted, Baba Mohbad should be the one to take responsibility of Mohbad and his wife and his widow. But no, and I think this is very, very popular among Yorubas. And maybe all tribes, Husband pile like this, they will start dragging property with the wife. You know, they then swear for now. Why can't you just all go work with your hands and, you know, make your own riches, build your own properties, make up your own riches? But anybody, either a younger brother or an older brother, anybody pile like this, you start fighting for property from the wife, forgetting that your sibling that piled away left children and a wife. This is how they will throw that woman out of that house or take over the property. That is what they will be looking for. Why? This is so common among African people. Why is that? So in the case of Mohbad now, how long after she died, she alleged that Baba was asking for Mohbad's and property. What property? Mohbad bought the house. Mohbad bought the house. And people like, they did not, the house that they were living, it was rented. So I'm hoping that with this, like I said, there's no need for this video. And I'm hoping that Iyabo Ojo is able to get the police to investigate those who started threatening her. And that guy that was going about with placards cursing, I think he should be arrested. Let him come and open his mouth. Okay, what did Iyabo Ojo do for you? What did she do you? Why you the curse him? I be sure you get beef with her. What beef did you have with her? What beef did you have with her? Exactly in Kiru. You know, they were too young without a good parental upbringing. My opinion, I believe so. I believe so. Nikki said, Mohbad mom said, I don't talk to women because I feel she's hiding something. If she's hiding something, well, just like everybody's saying, if she actually has a hand in her husband's death, well, good luck to her. And if she doesn't have a hand in her husband's death, good luck still to her because she's going to need all the good lucks. She's going to need all the good luck. That boy, that guy, that Agbero should be arrested because, like I said, I believe he was paid, allegedly. I believe he was paid because there's no way he will take out money from his own pocket and go and do those placards. There's no way he will be able to afford to pay for that. No way. That's the way we never chop. I'm sure he's looking for the next money to buy his next paraga or his next ogogoro or his next igbo. And also, in Nigeria, we also need to come to a fact that social media, people pass opinions, but social media, everything people drop on social media does not actually portray the true that person is truly. People will come up on social media and drop nonsense. You don't know, maybe they are giving them bass in their house, but they'll come and drop whatever it is they want to drop on social media to make them feel good. So at times for me, when I see comment on Instagram, when I see comment like that, I don't take it at heart. If you comment, I will just block you. If you keep coming back, I'll block you, delete you, go away. But again, even when we do live stream as well, I always say on this channel that, you know what, you don't have to agree, or we agree to disagree. You don't have to agree with me. But in my Verydarkman's case, he wants to put his opinion out there and force it through everybody's mouth, but he doesn't want to listen to other people's opinion. I'm surprised that he left his comment section open on his YouTube channel. If you go to most of the posts on his Instagram page, the comments are turned off. It's maybe the only some videos that he leaves the comment open. Like I said, I'm surprised that on his YouTube channel, I think the comments are opened. You want other people to listen to your opinion, but you don't want other people to listen to. You don't want to listen to other people's. I don't care, man. I don't send them. I don't do da. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna read the last few comments and then we're gonna round up. I've been here for an hour and a half now, so bedtime. Vivian said, Mom of 5, she's a young mother. They are both not well. Exactly. So what do you expect? They will rely on pharmacist quacks. Wumi didn't buy that. I don't believe she has a hand in his death. I agreed with Okubedo, medical negligence. Okay, medical negligence. When they said he was bleeding, they should have taken it serious and rushed him to the nearest hospital. If he means carrying Okada, get him to the nearest hospital. You know, it's crazy. But you people correct, but more killers are out. Exactly. Because in a normal world, if at the end of the day, if they've done the autopsy correctly and the autopsy said maybe it was natural death, even in diaspora, for the fact that Mohbad even write a petition, there's evidences of them, you know, harassing him, putting their hands on him, they will still be given either some sort of warning or some sort of charge. The police will still charge them with something. But now they're walking about and they even have the audacity to be writing petition against somebody that was trying to tell them that, come, if you know you've not got anything to hide, go and make yourself available to the police. Go and report yourself. Nkiru said, God knows the end from the beginning. Exactly. Guys, take care of yourselves and let's keep praying for Wumi. Exactly. They should just leave, they should just leave the lady, the young lady now, because at the end of the day, if everybody turns their back against her, How is she going to fend for herself? And like I said, I don't think she has any job. Obviously, she started selling hair extensions. People came for her. And I think I was watching this girl who is always talking about Toto on Instagram. It's the time where they date. No man has ever tell me, say, if I buy, make my family hold my wife, blah, 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 blah. Say for Mohbad to have said that to Wumi. And I was like, shut the F off, man. Shut the F off. Who know what your husband they tell you for inside house when both of you are the fights? You only come out and give us a sweet narrative to make your marriage look like gold has been sprinkled on top of your marriage. Yeah, because there was a video of Mohbad saying that, yeah, what is it that if I buy you, you should hold my wife. If I did that, blah, 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 blah. The father is something else. He said, I need DNA test from Baba told Bad. That Baba is not well. Now, like I said, he started wearing Mohbad's clothes. You know, he started singing. And at some point, I think maybe he had an altercation with his other son, Adura. And now I saw him at a Nollywood movie set. And I'm like, does this Baba have shame at all? Does he actually have extended families that are actually talking to him? And as for Mohbad's mother, that mama, she's not a true mother. She is not a true mother. Like I said, both Mama Mohbad and Baba Mohbad, they failed him from when they both went to Naira Marley's house to go and plead. Your son said he no longer wants to be under his label anymore. And your son must have told you that this is what they are doing to me. Both of you now, let's say both of you carry your 4 legs to go and beg when you should have taken police there. That police ever make a lot of you. My son said he no longer wants to be a Malian anymore. Please, let me warn them. They should leave my son alone. That is the kind of stance they should have had. But like I said, they failed him from that point on. They failed him. Anyway, guys, I'm going to read this comment and I'm going to go. They said Mohbad don't like going to hospital. And he wouldn't go because he's got the fear. He was terrified. Even Iyabo Ojo's partner, because he's a music promoter, he even said that when he invited him to London, when he came to London, because he knows that Naira Marley has affiliates in London, he was terrified. He was asking for extra security. Now, if he knew that that was the extent of what he was going through, he would have stepped in for him. But obviously, it's gone. Too late. Clara said, I don't see most father. He won't bury that boy. He's already said he's not going to bury him. He won't bury him. He won't bury him. And it's a shame. Like I said, I don't think they need anything else from him. They should just go lay him to rest. Just go do a service of song or something for him. Go lay him to rest. Go lay him to rest. It's sad that he's still in the morgue. It's sad. Because Baba was not thinking of DNA when he went to go and buy a coffin that is not of his height, and that he went to go and bury him straight away. Was he not thinking of that? Was he not thinking of Wumi did this? All the things that is actually listing down. Did he not think of all of those things before he already asked them to go and bury Mohbad? That man is not the kind of father you should pray for. Okay. Vivian said, lovers of that. Have you not seen this video crying also about being beaten up? Yeah, the video is everywhere. Exactly, we never encounter such fathers. Our children never encounter such father-in-laws in the mighty name of Jesus. And for those singles in the house, may you never get involved in any family of such in your life in Jesus' name. Amen. And my children as well will never encounter such family of such in-laws in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Guys, anyway, this is where I'm going to, round up. Like I've said my own, Mohbad is gone. Mohbad is gone. Nothing's going to bring him back. Eventually, if they get justice for him, good. And I hope the wife will be able to, get some sort of closure. I hope his family will be able to get some sort of closure. And for those people who felt like they did nothing wrong, you have God. You have God to account to. Just like Verydarkman said there. His own contribution also, he has God to account to. If you have contributed positively to how this case ended, you answer to God. And if you have contributed negatively to how this case went, you also have God to answer to. Just like I said, there's nothing we do. If you do evil, keep doing it. You get the consequence, you get the benefit of it. And if it is good, you know how to do. Keep doing it, because there's nobody that does good that evil will come to. And if it is good that you know how to do, keep doing it. And if not bad, If not to the poor sansan inside person white, you sabi do, keep at it. Keep at it. But one thing I will say to you is this: take your health seriously. Don't ever be a part of anybody else's misfortune. Do not contribute to anybody else's misfortune, because you cannot be praying that your own should be good and you are wishing somebody else bad. Just like those who are cursing Iyabo Ojo. You cannot be cursing somebody and you are praying that your own should be good. Make it make sense now, Juju. You are cursing somebody that's not hurt you, that's not directly done anything to you, and you are praying that your own should be good. Like, how? Anyway, guys, thank you so much, guys, for everyone, each and every one of you who have been here. I really appreciate you all. And may Mohbad continue to rest in peace. And I hope that his family get justice at some point. And I pray that God be with his family, the good ones and the bad ones. May God be with all of them. With that being said, I will see you guys later. I think I was going to do Yinka links. I was going to do the round one. Obviously, I apologize. I was going to do it tonight, but I felt like I should do Mohbad. So I think we'll probably do Yinka's case tomorrow, 7 o'clock. If there are a lot of, because I follow a lot of people who do live streams there. So if there are a lot of live streams by that time, I might move it to maybe later on about 9 o'clock or something. So we'll do it later, because I don't like my live streams clashing with other people that I follow, because I would love to go support them. Hence why I was going to keep supporting Uncle Beno. Hence why I moved this live stream forward. So in case I move any of my live stream, please bear in mind that I'm actually supporting other people, because I love that they support me as well. So I also love to be there for them when they do their live stream. And obviously, if a few of them, they are not in the UK, so time differences will always be like. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, and I shall see you all later. All right, and wherever you are, please stay safe. Yeah, so we're going to do Yinka's case tomorrow. Obviously, the last few incidents that's happened, apology and all of the stuff that round up, all of the things that happened up until our apology, we're going to discuss that. So yeah, and hopefully it might not be long, but yeah. And if there's any trending story tomorrow, I might move it again. We will see. Abby said, fair enough, but it's not always possible. Yeah, I know, Abby. I know. Anyway, guys, let me brown sugar, our undiluted brown sugar. So we'll probably speak about our undiluted brown sugar tomorrow. And yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much. Wherever you are, stay safe. Take care of your health. And yeah, stay blessed. Anyway, if you've watched this video till now and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notification, share this video, do not hesitate to join my membership, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much, Abby. Abby, by the way, I will need to message you. How are you getting? What kind of data? Like, I think I'll message you, because I'm just planning in advance, because I will want to be able to stay online once I do my trip as well. Anyway, guys, see you later, okay? Bye-bye.